Welcome back to the Make Time for Success podcast. This is episode 65. Have you been wondering if there's a way to get more from each day and perhaps even every experience? Are you wondering if there's a way to empower yourself to fulfill your potential and go for your dreams? Today's guest, Sharon Saraga-Walters, has been on a mission to share her message about the power of gratitude in developing a life of both health and wellness in the broadest sense. In this episode, you're going to hear how Sharon has developed a personal gratitude practice and how she's been sharing this powerful tool with others through her programs and her books, and also by serving as an example of someone who has benefited from using the power of gratitude. She has over 35 years of experience operating and promoting her own businesses in health and wellness. She's the lead creator of the 28-day gratitude workout, online course, book, and workshop, and the Grati-Fit System. She has seen how exercise and gratitude have improved her life and the lives of others. And she's taken these results and published her books, the 28-day gratitude workout, Thursday's Note, and her newest book, Graticise 365, which will be released in 2022. We're going to learn a lot from Sharon's experience and journey in developing this gratitude practice. So let's go listen to this episode now. Hi, I'm Dr. Christine Lee, and I'm a psychologist and a procrastination coach. I've helped thousands of people move past procrastination and overwhelm so they could begin working to their potential. In this podcast, you're going to learn powerful strategies for getting your mind, body, and energy to work together so that you can focus on what's really important and accomplish the goals you want to achieve. When you start living within your full power, you're going to see how being productive can be easy and how you can create success on demand. Welcome to the Make Time for Success podcast. We're back today with a lovely new guest. Her name is Sharon Saraga-Walters, and she is here today to teach us everything that she knows about gratitude. Thank you for being on the show, Sharon.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great. So can we start by just hearing a little bit about your backstory, how you got to be an expert in gratitude and the things that you enjoy doing these days?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so my background, I was in the fitness world. I was a fitness trainer. I started out with that. And I always say that the two things that I have really found in my life at this point in these beautiful later years of my life have been exercise and gratitude. They're the two things that really impacted me the most. It's made such a remarkable difference in my life. And I've always been the kind of person that whatever has moved me to such greatness, that I always like to share it with the world. And so about 5 years ago, I wrote a book called the 28-day gratitude workout. I combined both my fitness area and then with the gratitude. And from there, it has just continued to live on and grow. And I wrote another book called Thursday's Note after that, a year later, and I'm getting ready to finish my third book called Graticise 365. So I've gone from 28 days to 52 weeks to 365 days, all around gratitude and all around exercises to help increase your gratitude muscle, as I say. And it's just been an amazing journey that I had no idea any of it would take place. And it's just been wonderful.
Terrific. I am curious if we could go back to the beginning with the fitness part of your journey. Was there a reason why fitness and you were a great match? And did fitness fill a need for you in your life when you first started?
Great question. Yes. For me, fitness, I always say that fitness just was, I loved it. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Because at first I really didn't. I'll never forget, I was in college and a friend of mine got me into trying some running, and it was hard and I didn't like it, but I stuck with it. And fitness it really empowered me. It made me feel powerful and healthy. I transformed as a person when I got started with fitness.
Oh, transformed from what to what?
Well, I was kind of a tomboy growing up as a child. And then I went to a couch potato in high school, and I really did nothing for fitness. And then as I got to college, having the fitness, to do the fitness, to see the results of it, to see my body changing and the energy that I had, and just the empowerment factor too of fitness. All those things came to mind, and I couldn't stop doing it. And from that, I got a degree in health promotions. I was wellness, and I became a fitness trainer. I had my own company. I was a fitness trainer for 8 years. And I also became a marathon runner. I have done probably 10 or more marathons. So it just led so into that line, into that journey. And to this day, I still enjoy fitness, and it will always be a part of me.
Beautiful. And I think that's a great habit to have. It sounds like you really stuck with the running. Now, can you let us know, how did the gratitude piece enter into the picture?
Sure. In writing my next book, I've been starting to talk about that more and more. And truly, what I realize is that, I always believe that gratitude, I was born with it. I feel like I was born with it. But I also, in writing my newest book, is that it really was dormant for me for quite a while, up until in my 20s, when I started getting into a lot of personal growth work. And from that point, it awakened the gratitude part back in me again. And it just hit me the same way that fitness did. It just felt so at home. It felt so empowering. And I loved the person that I was becoming on a emotional level, spiritual level, when the gratitude piece started coming more alive to me.
Terrific. How would you say you've seen gratitude be absent for the people that you're working with, or the general public? What is missing when it comes to gratitude in everyday life?
That's a good question. I would say that it's just awareness. It's just intention and awareness that not only people, myself as well, because it's a constant journey of intentional, putting the emphasis on, of seeing around us what we have to appreciate. So I do think it's really being intentional and being aware.
What are the blocks to our being able to see what can be appreciated?
I think it's within ourselves. It's that life happens, and if life takes us another direction with it, that gets us off the path of. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we have things that are really hard in life that hit us, and it's very hard to get into that gratitude space.
Okay. And how does gratitude transform our experience of hard moments or hard periods of our lives?
I think for me that it helps me to feel it, to feel the moments, those hard ones. It really gets me into feeling it. But then after I have felt what is happening, it's just this great other piece that helps heal and become more one with the whole experience in a way in which I can move past it, but yet I've done the work that I need to, and I feel my body and self feels heard of the sadness or whatever that was. But then it can kind of have another piece that just really completes it, has some kind of nicer closure.
So could you take us through an exercise of this kind where, let's say, something that is unfortunate or stressful or unwanted has happened? How would you take your clients or yourself through the process from the negative, unwanted experience to a space of gratitude and healing?
Sure. Well, one of the things that I have them do, and I do for myself as well, is journaling. I have them really just journal all that needs to be said, all that they're feeling. And I really have them get all of that out as much as they possibly can. And then afterwards, what I have them doing is writing out the gratitudes around it. I'm so grateful I recognize this. And it just flows, all the gratitude that comes through from their writing. It just comes full circle and allowing there to be this beautiful closure of it all for now. And there may be more that comes back later, but I really say the journaling and finding the gratitudes from their writing.
What about when we're feeling really stuck or perhaps depressed or hopeless and we're feeling like there is no way to feel grateful? Are there ideas that you have for those moments that are really low, really dark?
You know, because we've all been through different places, I just say to stay with it. I just say that to not keep trying to find something. We had a summit that we did. And on that Global Gratitude Summit, there was a woman, her name is Kelly Buckley. And Kelly Buckley wrote a book. It was called something about just finding one small thing. And she got she got a phone call, and her son was in a horrible accident in a lake, and he drowned in this lake. And so she went to the lake to find him and to be there. And I'll never forget, and she said while she was there, she didn't know what to do. She couldn't breathe. She just did not know what to do. And what she's found is, she goes, if I can just find one small thing to feel gratitude for. And what that one small thing was, to thank the divers that were in the lake trying to find her son. And so she has a support group, and she's written a book about it. So, even for someone like her, just trying to find one small thing and just keep trying to find something.
That's a powerful story. It sounds like she will likely have an incredible influence on other people.
Oh, she does. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What have you found has been the effect of teaching people gratitude?
Well, I will say two things. Selfishly, it's been an amazing journey for me. It really has, because I did this work for me, and I continue doing it for me, and I learned so much from it. And as I share it with other people, I just remain open to seeing how they respond to it. And there'll be endless ways that people will do the work. But it's been an amazing journey. One story I will share. This is kind of a new one for me that actually just recently happened. I have a mastermind partner that I work with, and I had a challenge in July for the gratitude workout. It was a 28-day gratitude workout challenge. And she wasn't crazy to do it, but she said she would join. And it was really hard for her. Like, gratitude for her did not come for her. She just didn't go for the word. Nothing about it resonated for her. And so recently I had my own life opportunities. And so we were talking, and as I got to share myself with her and how I handled it, similar to what I was telling you with the journaling, how I would just really be real and get it all out and write about it. And then I would come to the other place of gratitude. From her hearing that from me, sharing and expressing that, totally shifted her way, and she grasped about gratitude, how gratitude could really fit in. So I really got quite an amazing wake-up call about how important it is for me to really express my life experiences with other people. So that is one thing that I've taken now with me very much. And because I used to feel like I had to be up, I had to be on, and gratitude and on and on and on constantly. But wow, she really helped me learn about it's really important for me to share my life experience as well.
Yes, I think that's a lot of why I bring everybody onto the podcast. You never really know whose energy is going to affect whom, and that one person affecting many, or even just a precious one person, is well worth the effort. So thank you for sharing that lovely story. And I'm glad it is helping you to feel really enlivened in your work too.
Oh yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I will share that one of the things gratitude has done for me is it makes me more out there in the world. It opens my heart up so much more, really taking me from my head to my heart. I usually am more of a heart-based person, but now it's even more vulnerable and I come out more from my heart and when I express things to people. And so even today, I don't do a lot of videos. It's my new choice that I'm really stretching out there more, and I'm doing them, and they're getting easier, and I'm enjoying them. So I posted even this morning, and I want to share this with you, that I said that my gratitude gifts, because I do call them gratitude gifts. And I said that I'm really grateful for today doing this podcast today with you, because for me, it made me really recognize how alive I feel and how excited I got about expressing about my gratitude work. And sometimes I may not be expressing it as often. And I realize the excitement and aliveness that came from that. And the other gratitude gift, aside from you, I so appreciate me being on here, but was to Tammy Miller, who was a dear friend who got me on here. So those are things that just occur when I'm doing gratitude. Now, and mind you, I've been doing this intentionally for 5 or so years. So I am like very much into gratitude, and it's really my breath. It's my breath work. It really is. It's that important to me. So I know not everybody's going to feel quite like this, and I understand, but it really is. I do have many ways that I constantly use it. In fact, one of my next book is about how to exercise, and I call it exercise, because all my terminology is all around the workout and exercise. But how to exercise gratitude from the time you wake up throughout your day until you go to bed. So I've been practicing this for about 2 years now, this practice that will be in the book of how I do that. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It's very intentional, and it's changed my life, and it continues to.
That's beautiful. It's very powerful. It's very apparent. I'm looking at Sharon on video, and the glow that she has is really, I think, a part of this. I also want to thank Tammy Miller, who happens to be my podcast producer and assistant, for recommending that Sharon come onto the show, because I'm grateful for Tammy, and I'm grateful that she created this lovely connection between us here. Let me ask you now about things like dreading things, because the opposite of being alive in our expression and how we communicate our zest for life is when we're dreading the things that we have to do in life. I'm thinking about exercise. I'm thinking about learning new things. I'm thinking about completing difficult projects, or maybe even sometimes being with people that we don't necessarily want to be with. These kind of things in everyday life that happen to not exactly fit with our needs. How do you help people to transform a feeling of dread or resistance into a greater feeling of, this is actually what's bringing me life. This is what's giving me the opportunity to be more of myself today?
Well, what comes to mind around that is, one is to have them find things that they do like whatever that is, like if it's exercise. Okay, find something about exercise. What would you like doing? What would be the first thing that comes to mind that you enjoy? And even with anything, if situations or people, finding something in that person that you can be grateful for. I think that's a really big one. And for many of those situations, if you find just one thing to be grateful, then it starts to snowball. That's the path that starts to change it all. Finding that one thing. And, you would know more than I, but how the mind changes, the shift that goes on when we start to put that into play. And a lot of people, when they start the journey of gratitude, and yes, you'll go off the path, but you can very easily get back on, and especially once you start it, something that really shifts and feels so good. A lot of people, my experience is they don't go away from it for long. I mean, I come from a place with rose-colored glasses most of my life. I really do. I've been working very much for 20 years of thinking positively. I really have. So I know I'm different in that level. But even with that, the 20 years of positivity that I've been doing, coming to this place, it's even gone higher, deeper, even better. So, I think there's always room for us to keep going better, 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 finding ways. And it
Okay.
starts with it's just getting started, finding
Okay.
somewhere how you can get somebody and to see what that word, what that example, what that something is to get them there.
I think you're doing very powerful work. I am going to go for some reason, I'm going in the negative today, but I think there's a reason, and I'll explain.
Okay.
I do believe that our culture here in America does include a kind of negativity bias or a negative bias towards complaint, dreading things, avoiding things. And I'm wondering what your thoughts are about the cultural component. And if you feel that as a gratitude proponent, that you're actually pushing against a tidal wave of other people's feelings like, oh, that's not important, or who has time for that, or whatever else you encounter.
And thank you for doing this, because I don't usually hang in that what you're saying here. So this is good. Honestly, I think what comes to my mind is I don't put myself, if other people feel that, I don't think I've really attracted too much of those people to me. But if I do, I know that I'm to, I'm to see what I can do. I really don't attract that to me, because my world is just not, and for so long, it has just not been there. I mean, really for a long time, it just has not been there. I guess that's what I'd have to say about that.
So I guess your message is that with gratitude, you can actually change what is happening in your life and who is coming to your life.
Yes. I mean, gratitude, positive thinking, on law of attraction, all those things, all those type of ways of doing it. Yes. And I love that. I personally choose that way for myself. And I think, just like my mastermind partner, who was not really on board with me, I think that by the work I do, people who are open a little bit to it are going to be the people that come to me.
Okay.
And I'm open to the other ones, anybody in general, but it's not something that is it's for whomever is drawn to do that.
Yeah. And I think everybody's on a journey of exploration of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, despite the fact that I've been arguing for the negative this entire episode, that a positive mindset will really make things easier, will make the journey lighter, will bring positive people to you, like Tammy has brought
Mm-hmm.
to me by helping me invite you onto this show. And that this is energy being transmitted from us to the world, that when we decide to start with a lightness of being, with appreciation for this opportunity of life that we have, things tend to feel like they're more fun.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And, and I think too, like, I wasn't always this positive person, like I said, up until, 20, I would say, I was not. So it's not that I have not experienced the other side. I have. And I just really made a choice that long ago, that I just knew that the quality of my life, I wanted to have it be positive, and having it look a different way, and through exercise and positive thinking and law of attraction and gratitude and all those things have given me that. And I just want to share that with the world, and that way, not forcing it on anybody by any means, but I think the more people that can have that light and send that message out into the world, it certainly is helping the world.
That is beautiful, and a beautiful way to lead your life. Thank you so much, Sharon, for describing your journey, describing your transformation, and describing the importance of your work. Could you please tell us how our listeners can stay in touch with you and work with you?
Sure. So I have a Facebook page called Graticise 365, and every day I give a different gratitude exercise, which I call Graticise. So there's a new exercise every single day. And also I have a website, graticise365.com.
Beautiful. It sounds like something that we can easily join and easily get the benefit from. And I want to wish you all the best in your work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
your upcoming book. I know that is a big deal to put your energy into words for publication. So congratulations on that too.
Thank you so much, Christine. I really appreciate it.
All right, my friends, we've got another podcast episodes in the books. I will see you next week for our new episode that drops on Thursday. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Make Time for Success podcast. If you enjoyed what you've heard, you can subscribe to make sure you get notified of upcoming episodes. You can also visit our website, maketimeforsuccesspodcast.com, for past episodes, show notes, and all the resources we mention on the show. Feel free to connect with me over on Instagram too. You can find me there under the name Procrastination Coach. Send me a DM and let me know what your thoughts are about the episodes you've been listening to. And let me know any topics that you might like me to talk about on the show. I'd love to hear all about how you're making time for success. Talk to you soon.